Donald Trump's extraordinary return to power, as the 47th president marks a pivotal moment in American history, promising a radical reshaping of the nation's political and cultural landscape. His second term, observed meticulously by The Guardian, mirrors the comprehensive coverage provided during his first 100 days in 2017. This weekly updated account will chronicle the significant developments of his renewed presidency, offering a detailed analysis of the executive orders, directives, personnel changes, and policy shifts that define this era. The early days have been marked by a flurry of activity and controversy. Two senior security officials at the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, were placed on administrative leave following a clash with personnel from Elon Musk's newly established Department of Government Efficiency, whimsically dubbed Doge. The incident, which involved Doge officials demanding access to USAID's security systems and personnel files, escalated into a public feud, culminating in Musk's controversial declaration labeling USAID a CRE. Military action against ISIS targets in Somalia was announced via Trump's preferred platform, Truth Social, with Trump claiming the elimination of a high-ranking attack planner. A diplomatic breakthrough saw the release of 6 Americans previously detained in Venezuela, following negotiations between Trump's envoy, Richard Grenell, and President Nicolás Maduro. Simultaneously, the Trump administration initiated extensive cuts within the Justice Department, potentially affecting hundreds of FBI agents involved in the January 6th Capitol attack investigations. Internal memos obtained by Reuters revealed acting FBI Director Brian Driscoll's directive to furnish the Justice Department with details on all current and former employees who participated in those investigations, regardless of time frame. A FATA. C. became entangled in the political fray when Trump attributed the accident to diversity and equity initiatives implemented within the Federal Aviation Administration under previous administrations. This claim, made during a White House briefing, preceded the completion of the official investigation into the tragic incident. Further solidifying his conservative stance, Trump signed an executive order titled Additional Measures to Combat Antisemitism, citing a perceived rise in discrimination since October 7, 2023. The order mandates federal agencies to identify and utilize all legal avenues for prosecuting anti-Semitic acts, and imposes a requirement on higher education institutions to monitor and report suspicious activities among foreign students. A controversial executive order reversed Obama-era and Biden-era policies, prohibiting transgender individuals from serving in the military. This action was accompanied by a broader directive aiming to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion (DE) programs across the military. The dismissal of 15 inspectors general from nearly every cabinet-level agency sparked bipartisan concerns about the legality of these firings, which typically necessitate notify. Trump, however, defended his actions, claiming the dismissals were commonplace, though he exempted Justice Department Inspector General Michael Horowitz, citing his report criticizing former FBI Director James Comey's handling of memos related to Trump's attempts to influence the investigation of his former national security advisor, Mike Flynn. Trump's proposed shutdown of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, suggesting states could better handle disaster response, ignited further debate. Despite lacking the unilateral authority to dissolve FEMA, requiring congressional approval, Trump advocated for redirecting funds directly to states, misrepresenting FEMA's role, which is contingent on gubernatorial requests for assistance. This proposal emerged during a visit to Asheville, North Carolina, a city ravaged by the remnants of Hurricane Helene. A federal judge temporarily blocked Trump's executive order aiming to end birthright citizenship, deeming it blatantly unconstitutional. Judge John Coffiner issued a 14-day restraining order following a lawsuit filed by Washington, Arizona, Illinois, and Oregon. Trump vowed to appeal the ruling, signaling his intention to persevere with it. A dramatic escalation in Trump's campaign against DEI programs saw the Trump administration issuing warnings to tens of thousands of federal employees. These warnings, delivered via email from the Office of Personnel Management, threatened adverse consequences for failure to report colleagues defying directives to cease DEI initiatives. Employees were given a mere 10-day window to report any continued DEI efforts, utilizing an alternative guise. This action marked a significant intensification of Trump's efforts to dismantle decades of work aimed at addressing systemic inequities. The bishop who presided over Trump's inaugural prayer service issued a plea for mercy towards gay, lesbian, and transgender children, as well as undocumented immigrants, a request that Trump publicly dismissed. Trump's inauguration ceremony, a televised spectacle, featured a contrast between his official speech, adhering to the prepared script, and his subsequent remarks, where he denounced the January 6th committee as political thugs and criticized Joe Biden's pardons for the committee's members. Meanwhile, at Capital One Arena, the venue for Trump's inaugural parade, Elon Musk briefly captured headlines with actions that resembled Nazi salutes, adding another layer of complexity to the already tumultuous start of the administration. Trump immediately began implementing his agenda, signing executive orders at both the arena and the White House, punctuated by unscripted commentary to reporters. The sheer number of actions, coupled with the far-reaching and at times controversial nature of these policies, has set the stage for a highly eventful 100 days. This is particularly true given his unprecedented decision to pardon over 1,500 individuals convicted in relation to the January 6th Capitol riot charges. This massive pardon further underscores the dramatic and unpredictable nature of Trump's second term. The events outlined above represent only a fraction of the whirlwind of activity marking the opening phase of this administration. Further updates will follow, providing deeper insight into the long-term implications of these early actions. The consistent pattern of swift action and bold pronouncements has already defined the beginning of this term as a period of profound change and significant tension within the United States political system. The continuing narrative of this presidency remains to be written, but the opening chapters reveal a clear intent to fundamentally redefine the direction of the nation.